Pain is a natural part of life. Every person, regardless of age, background, or success, experiences moments of struggle. Some pains come from failure, some from disappointment, some from loss, and others from challenges that seem impossible to understand. Most people try to avoid pain because it feels uncomfortable. They distract themselves with work, entertainment, social media, or endless activities in the hope that difficult emotions will disappear. However, pain that is ignored rarely goes away. Instead, it often remains beneath the surface and continues to affect thoughts, emotions, and decisions. True healing begins when a person accepts pain rather than running from it. Accepting pain does not mean giving up or allowing suffering to control your life. It means acknowledging what you feel without denying it. When something hurts, pretending that everything is fine does not solve the problem. Being honest with yourself about your emotions is often the first step toward recovery. Many people believe that strength means hiding emotions, but real strength often comes from facing them directly. It takes courage to admit when you are struggling, when you feel disappointed, or when life has become difficult. When painful experiences occur, people often ask themselves why it happened. They search for answers and try to make sense of situations that seem unfair. While reflection can be helpful, constantly fighting reality can create additional suffering. Accepting pain means recognizing that some events cannot be changed. The past cannot be rewritten, mistakes cannot always be undone, and certain losses cannot be reversed. Acceptance allows a person to stop wasting energy resisting reality and start focusing on what can be done moving forward. One of the reasons people avoid pain is fear. They worry that if they fully acknowledge their emotions, the feelings will become overwhelming. Yet emotions are often strongest when they are suppressed. Feelings that are ignored tend to grow in the background. They may appear as stress, anger, frustration, anxiety, or emotional exhaustion. By allowing yourself to recognize what you feel, you begin reducing the power those emotions have over you. Awareness creates understanding, and understanding creates the opportunity for healing. Pain also teaches valuable lessons about life. Difficult experiences often reveal strengths that people never knew they possessed. During comfortable times, personal growth may happen slowly. Challenges, however, force people to adapt, learn, and develop resilience. While no one enjoys hardship, many people later discover that their most important growth came from the moments they struggled the most. Pain can become a teacher that encourages wisdom, patience, compassion, and emotional maturity. Accepting pain helps people develop self-awareness. It allows them to understand their thoughts, reactions, and behaviors more clearly. Instead of blaming themselves for every difficulty, they learn to view their experiences with honesty and balance. Self-awareness creates opportunities for improvement and personal development. It encourages people to learn from their experiences rather than becoming trapped by them. Another important aspect of accepting pain is understanding that healing takes time. Many people want immediate solutions to emotional struggles. They want the discomfort to disappear as quickly as possible. Unfortunately, healing rarely follows a strict schedule. Some wounds take days to heal, while others may take months or even years. Progress often happens gradually. There may be good days and difficult days. Accepting this process allows people to be patient with themselves instead of becoming frustrated by temporary setbacks. Accepting pain also encourages compassion toward yourself. People are often much harsher on themselves than they would ever be toward a friend. They criticize their mistakes, judge their weaknesses, and expect perfection during difficult times. Self-compassion means recognizing that being human involves struggle. Everyone makes mistakes. Everyone experiences failure. Everyone faces moments of uncertainty. Treating yourself with kindness during difficult periods creates a healthier environment for healing and growth. Pain can also strengthen relationships. When people allow themselves to be honest about their struggles, they often become more connected to others. Sharing emotions with trusted friends, family members, or supportive individuals can reduce feelings of isolation. Many people discover that they are not alone in their experiences. Others have faced similar challenges and can offer understanding, encouragement, and support. Human connection becomes more meaningful when people are willing to be authentic about their struggles. Accepting pain does not mean focusing on negativity. Instead, it means acknowledging reality while continuing to move forward. A person can recognize their sadness while still searching for hope. They can acknowledge disappointment while still pursuing future opportunities. They can accept loss while still finding reasons to appreciate life. Acceptance and optimism can exist together. One allows you to face reality, while the other helps you believe in better possibilities ahead. Many successful people have experienced significant hardships before achieving their goals. Their success was not the result of avoiding pain, but learning how to work through it. Challenges often become stepping stones rather than permanent obstacles. The lessons learned during difficult times frequently contribute to future achievements. Persistence becomes easier when people understand that pain is a temporary experience rather than a permanent condition. Accepting pain also helps reduce unnecessary suffering caused by comparison. People sometimes look at others and assume they have perfect lives. Social media and public appearances often show only the positive side of life. In reality, everyone faces challenges that others cannot see. Understanding this truth makes it easier to focus on your own healing journey instead of comparing your struggles to someone else's success. Growth often begins at the point where comfort ends. Difficult experiences challenge people to rethink their perspectives, develop new skills, and build inner strength. Although pain may not feel valuable in the moment, it often becomes part of a larger story of personal transformation. The struggles that seem impossible today may eventually become evidence of your resilience and determination. Life will always include moments of pain because challenges are an unavoidable part of being human. However, suffering becomes more manageable when it is faced with honesty and courage. Running from pain may provide temporary relief, but acceptance creates lasting healing. By acknowledging your emotions, practicing self-compassion, learning from experiences, and remaining patient with yourself, you create the foundation for recovery and growth. Healing begins the moment you stop pretending that pain does not exist and start facing it with honesty. Accepting pain is not a sign of weakness. It is a sign of courage, wisdom, and strength. Through acceptance, people discover that even their most difficult experiences can become opportunities for growth, understanding, and a deeper appreciation of life. Life is filled with moments of joy, success, and happiness, but it also includes periods of struggle, uncertainty, and hardship. No matter who you are, challenges are an unavoidable part of the human experience. Difficult times can appear in many forms. They may come through personal failures, financial problems, health concerns, relationship difficulties, disappointments, or unexpected changes that disrupt carefully made plans. During these moments, it is easy to feel discouraged and wonder whether you have the strength to continue. However, difficult times often reveal something powerful that remains hidden during easier periods. They reveal inner strength and resilience that you may not realize you possess. Many people underestimate their ability to endure hardship. When life is comfortable, there is often little need to test personal limits. Everything seems manageable, and confidence comes naturally. However, when challenges arise, people are forced to confront situations that demand courage, patience, and determination. At first, these challenges may seem overwhelming. The obstacles may appear larger than your abilities, and the uncertainty may create fear. Yet as time passes, many individuals discover that they are capable of handling far more than they ever imagined. Strength is often discovered only when it becomes necessary. Difficult times can teach valuable lessons about perseverance. Success rarely happens without obstacles, setbacks, or moments of doubt. Many people assume that successful individuals have easy lives, but behind most achievements are stories of persistence through adversity. The willingness to continue moving forward despite difficulties often separates those who grow from those who give up. Every challenge overcome becomes evidence that you are stronger than the situation you faced. Each obstacle conquered builds confidence and prepares you for future challenges. Resilience is not the absence of pain or struggle. Resilient people still experience disappointment, frustration, sadness, and fear. The difference is that they continue moving forward despite these emotions. They understand that difficult feelings are temporary and that challenges do not define their future. Resilience involves adapting to adversity, learning from experiences, and maintaining hope even when circumstances are difficult. It is a skill that develops through experience and practice. One of the most important things to remember during difficult times is that setbacks are not permanent. When people are struggling, it can feel as though the situation will last forever. Negative emotions often create the illusion that things will never improve. However, life is constantly changing. Just as good times do not last forever, difficult times eventually pass as well. Circumstances evolve, opportunities appear, and new paths emerge. Remaining patient during challenging periods allows you to see possibilities that may not be visible in the middle of hardship. Challenges also provide opportunities for personal growth. Growth often occurs when people are pushed beyond their comfort zones. Difficult experiences encourage individuals to develop new skills, improve problem-solving abilities, and discover strengths they did not know existed. While nobody actively seeks hardship, many people later recognize that their most meaningful growth occurred during their toughest moments. Challenges force people to adapt, learn, and become stronger versions of themselves. Maintaining a positive mindset during difficult times can make a significant difference. Positivity does not mean ignoring problems or pretending that everything is perfect. Instead, it means choosing to focus on solutions rather than becoming consumed by obstacles. It involves believing that improvement is possible even when circumstances are difficult. Hope provides motivation to keep moving forward when progress feels slow. A positive perspective allows people to view challenges as temporary obstacles rather than permanent barriers. Another important aspect of staying strong is learning to control what can be controlled. Many challenges involve factors beyond personal influence. Worrying excessively about things that cannot be changed often increases stress without improving the situation. Focusing energy on actions, decisions, and attitudes that are within your control creates a greater sense of empowerment. Even small positive actions can help build momentum and restore confidence during difficult times. Patience plays a critical role in resilience. Many people want immediate solutions to their problems. They hope challenges will disappear quickly, and that life will return to normal as soon as possible. However, meaningful progress often requires time. Some obstacles cannot be resolved overnight. Healing, recovery, and improvement are frequently gradual processes. Patience allows people to continue making progress even when results are not immediately visible. Small steps taken consistently can eventually lead to significant positive change. Support from others can also help people remain strong during difficult periods. Human beings are not meant to face every challenge alone. Friends, family members, mentors, and supportive communities can provide encouragement, advice, and understanding. Sharing concerns with trusted individuals often reduces feelings of isolation and reminds people that they do not have to carry every burden by themselves. Seeking support is not a sign of weakness. It is a sign of wisdom and self-awareness. Difficult times often reveal character. When circumstances are favorable, it is easy to remain optimistic and confident. True character becomes visible when life is challenging. The decisions made during adversity often shape future outcomes. Choosing persistence instead of surrender, hope instead of despair, and determination instead of defeat helps build a stronger foundation for future success. Every challenge provides an opportunity to strengthen personal values and develop greater resilience. Self-belief is another essential factor during difficult periods. People sometimes lose confidence when they encounter repeated setbacks or disappointments. They begin to question their abilities and wonder whether they are capable of overcoming obstacles. However, confidence is not built by avoiding challenges. It is built by facing them. Every problem solved, every setback endured, and every obstacle overcome becomes proof of personal capability. Believing in yourself during difficult times helps create the motivation needed to continue moving forward. Challenges can also increase appreciation for life's positive moments. People often take comfort, stability, and success for granted until they experience hardship. Difficult experiences create a deeper understanding of gratitude. They help individuals recognize the value of supportive relationships, good health, opportunities, and everyday blessings. This greater appreciation often leads to a more balanced and meaningful perspective on life. Many of history's greatest achievements were accomplished by people who faced significant adversity. They encountered failures, criticism, rejection, and obstacles that could have discouraged them from continuing. Instead, they chose perseverance. Their stories demonstrate that difficult circumstances do not determine outcomes. What matters most is how people respond to those circumstances. Strength is often revealed through persistence rather than perfection. It is important to remember that feeling discouraged during difficult times is completely normal. Everyone experiences moments of doubt, fear, and uncertainty. Being strong does not mean never struggling emotionally. It means continuing to move forward despite those struggles. Courage is not the absence of fear. Courage is taking action even when fear exists. Every step forward, no matter how small, is evidence of resilience. Life's challenges often arrive without warning, testing patience, determination, and emotional strength. Yet within every person exists the capacity to adapt, endure, and grow. Difficult times may shake confidence temporarily, but they can also reveal remarkable inner strength. By maintaining hope, practicing patience, focusing on what can be controlled, and continuing to move forward, individuals often discover abilities they never knew they possessed. Challenges are not merely obstacles to survive. They are opportunities to develop resilience, wisdom, and strength that can serve you throughout the rest of your life. When you stay strong during difficult times, you prove to yourself that you are capable of overcoming far more than you once believed possible. Failures and disappointments are experiences that every person encounters at some point in life. While success is often celebrated and admired, setbacks are usually viewed as unwanted obstacles. People naturally prefer achievements, victories, and positive outcomes because they bring confidence and happiness. However, many of the most valuable lessons in life come not from success, but from failure. Setbacks challenge people in ways that comfort and achievement cannot. They force individuals to reflect, adapt, and grow. Although failures can feel painful and discouraging in the moment, they often become the foundation upon which future success is built. When people experience failure, their first reaction is often disappointment. They may feel frustrated because their efforts did not produce the desired results. Sometimes they question their abilities or wonder whether they are capable of reaching their goals. These emotions are normal because failure can affect confidence and motivation. However, what matters most is not the setback itself, but how a person responds to it. Those who choose to learn from their failures often emerge stronger and wiser than before. Instead of seeing setbacks as proof of weakness, they view them as opportunities to improve and gain experience. One of the greatest lessons that setbacks teach is the importance of perseverance. Many successful people have faced repeated failures before achieving their goals. If they had given up after the first disappointment, they would never have reached success. Failure teaches that progress is rarely a straight path. There are often obstacles, mistakes, and unexpected challenges along the way. Learning to continue despite difficulties develops resilience and determination. Each setback becomes a reminder that persistence is often more important than immediate success. Failures also teach humility. Success can sometimes lead people to believe that they have all the answers or that they are immune to mistakes. Setbacks remind individuals that there is always room for improvement and learning. They encourage self-reflection and honesty. Instead of blaming others or making excuses, people who learn from failure take responsibility for their actions and seek ways to grow. This mindset creates a stronger foundation for future achievements because it focuses on continuous improvement rather than perfection. Another valuable lesson that setbacks provide is self-awareness. When things go wrong, people often discover strengths and weaknesses they did not know they had. A failed project, an unsuccessful exam, or a missed opportunity can reveal areas that need more attention and effort. At the same time, overcoming challenges can uncover hidden courage, patience, and determination. Through failure, people gain a deeper understanding of themselves. This awareness helps them make better decisions and develop more effective strategies in the future. Setbacks also teach adaptability. Life does not always go according to plan, and unexpected circumstances can change everything in an instant. People who learn from failure become more flexible because they understand that plans may need adjustment. Instead of becoming trapped by disappointment, they look for alternative solutions and new opportunities. This ability to adapt is one of the most important skills a person can develop because it allows them to navigate uncertainty with confidence and creativity. Another important lesson from failure is patience. Many people expect immediate results when they work hard toward a goal. When success does not arrive quickly, they become discouraged. However, setbacks remind individuals that meaningful achievements often require time and persistence. Growth is usually a gradual process rather than an instant transformation. By learning patience, people develop the ability to stay committed to their goals even when progress feels slow. They begin to understand that every effort contributes to future success, even if the results are not immediately visible. Failures can also strengthen emotional resilience. Difficult experiences teach people how to manage disappointment, frustration, and uncertainty. While no one enjoys failure, facing challenges helps individuals develop the emotional strength needed to handle future difficulties. Each setback becomes a training ground for resilience. Over time, people learn that they can survive disappointment and continue moving forward. This confidence becomes a powerful source of strength during future challenges because they know they have overcome difficulties before. Setbacks often inspire personal growth in ways that success cannot. When everything goes well, there may be little motivation to change or improve. Failure, however, encourages people to examine their habits, attitudes, and choices. It pushes them to ask important questions about what went wrong and how they can do better next time. This process of reflection often leads to meaningful growth. People become more disciplined, focused, and determined because they have learned valuable lessons from their experiences. Another benefit of setbacks is that they can increase empathy and understanding. People who have experienced failure often become more compassionate toward others who are struggling. They understand what it feels like to face disappointment and uncertainty. As a result, they are often more willing to offer support, encouragement, and understanding. These experiences strengthen relationships and help create deeper connections with others because they are based on shared human experiences rather than judgment. It is important to remember that failure does not define a person. A setback is simply an event, not a permanent identity. Many people make the mistake of believing that one failure means they are incapable or unworthy. In reality, every setback contains valuable lessons that can lead to future success. What defines a person is not the number of times they fail, but their willingness to learn, adapt, and keep moving forward. Those who embrace this perspective are more likely to achieve long-term growth and fulfillment. Life will always include challenges, disappointments, and unexpected obstacles. No one can avoid failure completely, and trying to do so often prevents people from taking risks and pursuing meaningful goals. Instead of fearing setbacks, it is better to view them as opportunities for learning and development. Every failure carries lessons that can improve wisdom, resilience, patience, and character. While setbacks may feel painful in the moment, they often become some of life's most valuable teachers. By learning from mistakes and continuing to move forward, people become stronger, wiser, and better prepared for future success. In the end, failure is not the opposite of success. It is often an essential part of the journey toward becoming the best version of oneself.